In the dark corners of the internet, scammers lurk, waiting to strike. But sometimes, their sinister plans are caught on camera. From brazen cons to shocking betrayals, we're counting down the 35 most disturbing experiences with scammers caught on camera. Get ready for a chilling expose on the world of online fraud. When this scammed person thought all hope was lost, a daring plan came to mind.
Yo, so this is me. This is who I've been talking to you. And this is who sent you the check.
The man in the video was tricked into sending a video of himself after scamming someone. He confesses that he is a scam artist. Surprisingly, he's proud of what he does and says there's nothing anyone can do about it.
There's no way you could lie. The check has already been bounced. And if you want to learn this scam, you gotta cooperate with me. I'm gonna teach you.
The scammer claims that the scam has been completed, so he is not worried. He then tries to enlist the scammed person to join him and teach them how to scam others. Scamming just got trickier, but this woman has something else in store.
37, 36, 31. That's the number I was using, sir.
37, 36, 31.
Yes, sir.
The scammer is calling this woman requesting her bank details and card PIN. He is posing as a bank officer. Immediately, she knows this is a scammer. She gives him false information. The man tells her the details are wrong. She suggests coming down to the bank to confirm.
Use that to do transfer.
That's 37, 36, 31.
But it's not correct. Because if it's correct, it's going to appear here.
She gives him the wrong details again. She is playing the scammer at his game.
Okay, what is it? Do you see the expiring date?
Yes, sir.
What is the expiring date? How is it before?
It says go back to school.
Right.
The scammer eventually knows he's being fooled. The woman laughs at him. This scammer met his biggest match to date.
Can you see the permissions at the left-hand side?
All right, Mr.
This scammer is talking to the person he is going to scam. However, he is tricked into showing his face. His eyes widen in surprise.
Exactly who you are and what you do. So,
I don't care.
Amit, just listen.
The person he is trying to scam informs him he knows who he is and what he does for a living. He replies that he doesn't care.
I have all the answers to my own questions. You don't have to lie to me, Amit. I know all the answers to all my own questions, okay?
Who are you?
I know exactly who you are. I know what you do. I know where you live. I know who your family.
The person asks him how long he has been scamming people. He reveals it has been 2 months now. That is a lie, because it has been 2 years now. The person has all the answers he needs. It is a miracle to them, but this might just be the biggest scam ever. This white man goes to an African country dressed in the fictional dress that Jesus wore in his early days. He pulls off the scam by claiming to be Jesus. The scam works on the people as they are singing and dancing with him. They call him Yesu in their indigenous language. The man keeps dancing with them, and no one is questioning him. The religious zeal is strong in them. This driver noticed something was off on the road, and surely he was proven right. The car is going slowly on the road as the driver sees 2 people just standing in the middle of the road. Then, a woman JPEGs slowly to his car. He stops his car, but the woman still uses her body to hit the car. The scam doesn't work, and neither is it believable. She returns to the man she is with, and they both leave the road. This might be the most disturbing, if not ridiculous, attempt at a scam. The car turns around an intersection, and suddenly, a man turns from running across the road to running directly to the car. The driver stops the car while the man rams himself into the car. The driver screams as he falls to the ground. The man stumbles away from the car and rolls around the road. The driver is scared she might have hurt him. The man rolls for a good 2 minutes before traffic officers come to chase him off the road. Maybe if this scammer put more effort into the scam, it might have worked. This is quite embarrassing. The driver is just driving behind another car when a woman in a red cardigan jogs towards his car. He stops his car immediately. Yet, she falls into his car, acting as if he hit her. Weirdly, she stays on the hood of the car, shaking and looking at the driver. The woman keeps the driver from leaving. People cross the road, and no one comes to help because the scam is quite poor. After careful thought, the scammer plays his hand, but secretive eyes watch him. The manager leaves the construction site, leaving the worker there alone. The worker isn't aware there is a camera recording him. He moves his ladder a bit and climbs up on it. He then deliberately falls off it to the table. He rolls to the fall, groaning in pain. The manager returns and is immediately suspicious. He looks at the small ladder and the fall distance and questions the man. The manager calls another worker to get medical help. Scammer thought it would be easy to come into quick wealth with this trick. The lady is crossing the road when the cars have stopped waiting for her to pass. She has her phone to her ear as she crosses the road. When she passes the green car, the driver begins to move. She waits for the car to begin moving before she runs behind the car, placing her leg close enough to the car to seem as if the car is driving over her feet. She lies with her back to the road. The driver doesn't stop and she watches the car drive away. The disguise is perfect, but the scam is even more nefarious.
Yeah, be careful, y'all. Look. Look. You see that shit?
This man recording reveals a working POS machine where a scammer has added an extra layer to the device. This will allow them to copy important private financial information from customers.
We on Golden State, yo. Golden State and Shaw. They out here with the shits, look.
He drops the lid back on. It's unclear if this is the job of a worker in the mall or the company itself. Customers are not aware of this and are getting scammed. The man was somewhere down a lovely street, and somehow a scammer still got to him. The driver is heading down the street at a moderate speed. The street and neighborhood look calm, with nothing out of place. The driver slows down and stops the car in the middle of the road. A few seconds later, a woman walks straight towards his car. She gets within striking distance of the car and falls to the ground. Passersby saw what transpired. They gather to come take her off the road. At times, pretty faces often hide the most sinister intentions.
Robbed him over there.
Oh, she got robbed?
When I say we did that, it happened one time and we didn't actually have relations.
A few times.
Okay, was this guy really unattractive or just really weird?
No, it was just like an old man that was like stupid. So
it was 4'11".
These two ladies in this podcast are talking about their sex work and their encounter with an old man. They refer to the old man as stupid and short, although he's a doctor.
How much did he pay you? Roughly.
It was 10K. Yeah.
You girls.
They met with the man at a motel but would not fulfill their end of the deal. They made him pay them $10,000 and gave him an excuse that they needed to get lube from their car. They left immediately, blocking his number. The scammers were not smart enough to keep some things hidden, and it backfired on them.
Open up. Hello. Hello. Can you open up, please? I was just sorry. You know this lady?
This man arrives at the scammer's house with two ladies who have been scammed by him. The man asks the scammer to come out of the house. Rather, he denies knowing the woman and won't open his door. The man informs him his house is surrounded by police.
They're taking phones. I saw.
The police show themselves urging him to come out peacefully, else they'll break into his house. They find another way into the house and apprehend two men who scam the women. The scammer found the next best way to make money fast, and it's bewildering how he does it.
Okay, see the bill? The bill doesn't even go in, and watch his screen. The screen is spinning like crazy, and the bill's not even in the machine.
The man inserts a dollar bill into the slot machine, however. He holds the bill and the slot machine's jammer. This stops the machine from taking the bill. The machine is confused, but the images in the machine are spinning rapidly.
Holding the jammer, takes it, puts it back in his pocket.
The man returns the dollar bill to his pocket and keeps on playing. The casino officers get to know of this scam via this recording. This boy acts so well, his scam might have worked on many people.
Want to record it? Yeah.
The man sees this kid playing a violin in a car park. There's a woman with a mask on, maybe his mom, behind him. The man is wowed at this child's prowess and hypes him up.
Fuego! Oh!
The boy is playing the violin so well that anyone would be impressed. The woman behind the boy nods her head to the beat as well. The man is being fooled. The boy is mimicking playing the violin, whereas the music has been pre-recorded, and the boy's playing is not in sync with the music. Although the scam was hilarious, the scammer himself had no real plan behind it. The biker tries to pull to a stop in the middle of the road when he sees a suspicious man just standing there. The man runs into the bike with his hands outstretched. He pushes against the bike and does a backflip. He lands on the ground, acting injured while the biker fears that he might have hurt him. 1,000 thoughts might have gone through his mind, but the scammer couldn't have predicted the driver's actions. This man's actions are captured by the traffic camera as he walks on the road slowly, watching a car get closer. As the car gets closer, he runs towards it and leaps at the car. He had carefully planned it. So his leap doesn't make him fall into the car. Rather, he falls behind the car as it drives away. The driver neither stops nor acknowledges the scammer. This scammer needs a breakthrough in his job, but he might have to break a few bones first. The driver has just turned a corner and is about to accelerate when a man carefully leaps into the path of the driver's car and lies down there. That plan failed. The man tries to do the same thing to another driver. Again, he tries this trick on a third car, leaping into its path. The driver doesn't run over. Failing once again, the man leaves in shame. man had his whole performance done, but for his scam to work, someone has to believe it. The young man dresses up as an old man and feigns an injury as he tries to cross the road. He rests his hands on his knees and shakes his legs. The car behind him barely moves, and he throws himself to the ground. He exaggerates his injury in his performance. He lays on the floor, not moving. The driver is unable to drive away. Karma has never been this fast in locating a scammer. The driver stops at an intersection so that the two men can cross safely. Rather than pass, one of them with the bike brings himself to the car's hood and splays himself on it. The other man acts shocked. The driver leaves his car and takes the guy's hand. He brings out his cuffs, revealing he's a cop. The scammer's friend runs away as the cop arrests the scammer. The scammer took 2 chances and lost each one. See how he did it? The car is behind an SUV at the front and a bike is directly behind it. The SUV is reaching an intersection when a man runs crazily to the car and slams himself against it. The man leaves that SUV alone and sees the second car with the dash cam coming. He runs to the car and crouches in front of it. Seeing his fake accident isn't working, he leaves. The driver continues his journey. This biker thought he could pull off his scam easily, but things didn't turn out the way he expected. The driver comes across a man pushing his bike in the middle of the road. He reduces his speed as soon as he sees him. The man deliberately reverses his bike and slams it into the driver's car. Then he jumps backward on the car and rolls off it. A man who witnessed the scene comes to intervene. The driver, a woman, leaves her car and starts berating the man, gesturing to her dash cam. She calls the police while the witness goes to get something. The scammer takes his bike and runs away. The witness chases him. Whatever this person's scam was, didn't end well, and this will be the end of their career. This hooded person creeps around at night till they get to the front of the building. They are wary, almost running back, but they go back to complete what they are there for. The person is close to the building when a bright white light flares up. Whatever the person did, maybe a bomb goes off and the building collapses, burying them under the rubble. The person's midsection is stuck under a pile of debris. They are trying to pull themselves out to no avail. Fire burns the debris around them. The boy saw a chance at a scam and couldn't help but try. The boy is riding on his bike down the street when he sees the white car parked to the side. He gets close and slams the side of his body into the car. He dramatically falls off his bike. He clutches his head in pain and makes it seem the fall hurt him gravely. The driver opens his door to look at the boy. The driver then ignores him. The boy pretends to stand and falls again. He reaches to the car, trying to get the driver out. Whenever a scammer has a plan, it seems they can't imagine the worst. The worst happens to this scammer. Cars are parked on the road, waiting for the traffic to let them go on. This man in the red shirt runs out onto the road and jumps on the car's windshield. The driver drives his car with the man on it regardless. The man is unable to keep up with the momentum and falls off the car. The car drives over him. He seems to be injured from the driver's action. A scammer sees a sweet opportunity at a traffic stop, but he wasn't ready for what the driver would do. This man walks by the car, then the driver decides to close the space between his car and the minivan ahead of him. The man returns and places himself in front of the car. He falls to the ground, about to begin his act. The driver shouts and curses him. He gets off the ground and leaves the car's path. He returns to take his artifacts off the ground. The driver doesn't do anything to him. The scammer flashes into the driver's view and puts on a show that will stun you. The car stops on the road, and from ahead, a boy runs towards the car quickly. He arrives and jumps on the car's hood. He splays himself as if he was unconscious. His chest rises and falls rapidly, as if he has trouble breathing. He rolls off the car to the ground. A traffic officer arrives and warns the boy. The boy tries to pretend the car hit him, but the officer doesn't believe the lie. He is led off the road. This old man's action is absurd, and shockingly, he has to resort to fraud. This old man gets a plastic cup and fills it with water. Knowing no one is watching him, he throws the water to the flow and sets the cup on the counter. He walks towards the water he spilled on the floor. He considers it for a moment and purposefully slips to the floor. He looks like he's in pain and has hurt himself. The scam was successful, but the question is if he could get away with it. The scammer is escaping his car. His speed is quite troubling on the wet road. A cop car follows the scammer's car. He mustn't escape. The cop catches up and drives parallel to the scammer's car. Then he initiates a pit maneuver, nudging the rear of the car. The scammer's car spins on the road and crashes into the roadside. The scammer will be arrested. This woman doesn't know she has been uncovered, but she is willing to stick to her scam script. The man goes at a moderate speed on the road, but before he can accelerate, a white car rudely cuts lanes and collides with his car. The white car's rear is damaged. The driver of the white car, a woman, leaves her car, angry and yelling at the damage she caused to her car. The driver knows he's being scammed and is surprised. She seems determined to drag this issue out as a legit one. This young scammer stunningly shows his naivety. This man is a scammer who knowingly reveals himself to the person he is scamming. He is jumping and doing other weird things. He continues with his weird antics. Then he gets close to the camera and mouths the word money twice. He's either taunting the person or thinks this is a good scam idea. His scam would have worked, but through just one action, he unraveled it. The person being scammed requested a video call with the scammer. The scammer agrees and hops on a video call, but there's something weird about the person showing on screen. The military man in the video doesn't speak or move his lips. The video is also in a loop. It blurs and fades. This is a pre-recorded video or clip taken from someone else's page to scam others. He had a mission and failed, but ended up worse because of it. These cars park at an intersection, waiting to go on their way. A man walks into the road. He raises his hand, talking to someone. He approaches a slowly moving car and falls close to it. The driver acts as if she doesn't see him and drives over him. The man can't escape. The car climbs over his body as he sustains injuries. The scammer thought the scam was going well until his worst dream came true. The fraudster calls this woman in the night, posing as a bank associate of hers. He requests her bank account number. She pretends to cooperate with him but gives him a fake number that has a funny connotation. The 419, which she tells him, means scammer in Nigeria. He discovers he is being played and insults her. She calls him a thief and scammer out loud, ending the call.
Okay, 022.
Everyone else was deceived by how realistic this scam was. What about the driver? The driver is shocked as a man runs into the road and runs to his car. He honks to make the man leave the road. Luckily, he stops before he hits the man, yet the man crashes into the car. The crash is quite realistic. The crash seems to have taken a toll on the man. Onlookers come to check up on the man, but the driver knows it's a lie and confronts the man, who falls back to the ground.